Gregory, you have blazed trails in the music industry and delighted millions with some of the biggest titles in the history of video gaming. Yours is a story of leadership and the drive of the entrepreneurial spirit. Let's see some of that story of Gregory.
Greg Fischbach arrived at SF State from Oakland in 1959 as a 17-year-old freshman, and as he puts it, grew up quickly. Today, he credits the university with two of the most significant influences in his life. The first was the skill set he developed to get into Hastings School of Law. The second is his wife, Linda, whom he met in a biology class. After graduating with a degree in economics in 1963 and earning his law degree 3 years later, he set off with Linda for Santiago, Chile, where they served as volunteers in the Peace Corps. This break from their family and friends provided the young couple the opportunity to deepen their relationship and explore the world. But most importantly, Greg says, it taught us that we could take chances. On his return to the U.S., he joined the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice as a trial attorney. It was the era of the Civil Rights Act, Vietnam, and student protests and riots. The Civil Rights Division seemed to be the center of everything that was happening, he says. It was a great team. We all learned a lot, and we worked 24/7 trying to make the United States a better place. At age 32, and with Linda's encouragement, Greg founded his own law firm, which met with success almost instantly thanks to the explosive growth of the music industry in the 1970s. The firm's clients included a who's who in the music business: Crosby, Stills and Nash, the Steve Miller Band, Emmylou Harris, Boss Skaggs, Thin Lizzy, and Merle Haggard, as well as Richard Branson's Virgin Records and Chrysalis Records, among others. After 9 successful years in private practice, Greg embarked on a new career as a media executive before starting what would become a powerhouse of the video game industry, Acclaim Entertainment. The timing couldn't have been better, he says. In its first year, Acclaim became the first U.S. licensee for the video game giant Nintendo and earned $39 million in revenue. In time, Acclaim employed 1,500 people and developed, produced, and marketed some of the biggest hits of the video game industry, including Mortal Kombat, Turok, NBA Jam, and All-Star Baseball. Today, Greg is focusing his energy and expertise on the tech industry as founder and executive chairman of Rabbit Inc., the social media app that brings the living room online as users anywhere in the world interact on screen while watching movies, television, and other media together. This new venture may seem a long way from his student days at SF State, but the entrepreneurial spirit that led Greg to this point today may trace its roots back to the university. SF State provided not only a place to learn, he says, but a place to learn who I am, a place to help shape my dreams and ambitions.
San Francisco State University is very proud to name Gregory Fischbach 2016 Alumnus of the Year.
It's hard to follow Dennis, I will tell you that. This is an incredible presentation. Ben, thank you very much for the warm introduction, and a special thanks to President Les Wong, his wife Phyllis, and all of the people at the university who've made this night a very special occasion. It's a real honor to stand before you, and it's basically totally unexpected. Walking on the campus that first day in 1959, and that's a long time ago, I had no idea what to expect or where the road would lead. I was just 17, raised in Oakland, and grown up surrounded by a very warm, loving family and friends. San Francisco State was my first step into the larger world, and the university provided a perfect environment for me. There was structure and there were rules. But the first year seemed to hurtle by, and before I knew it, I had met my wife, Linda, and it was time to graduate. Had it not been for that freshman biology class I was forced to take in my senior year, Lyndon, that's true. Linda and I might have never met. And for that alone, I would say thank you very much, San Francisco State. I was only 21 when I graduated, and there was in my mind, too young to start a career. It was the 60s and school was free, and that was before Proposition 13. The university gave me the skill set and confidence to apply for graduate school. I was accepted at Hastings, and I embarked on my journey to become a lawyer. Linda and I were married by the end of my second year in law school. The whole world was changing with Vietnam, Kent State, the fight for free speech, voting rights, equal education, Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy. We had plenty to think about as the world was becoming much larger for us. We had come of age as John Kennedy was inaugurated into office. So in 1966, when we were both out of school and about to embark on a career, we chose to go into the Peace Corps and grow up. It was the beginning of a very rich and meaningful life together. Without those years at San Francisco State, learning, experiencing the world, none of this would have ever happened. And for that, we are both very grateful and very thankful. And thank you very much for this honor, and it's truly unexpected. Thank you.